If you're juggling a 9 to 5 and a side business like I am, you need structure. And for me, it came from these 3 apps. Now for me, it all starts on the Notes app, moves on to Google Sheets and gets finalized in the calendar. I use these to track inquiries, build client folders, store my scripts for these videos and others, and also keep a brain dump for video ideas. But the question is, how do I use these apps to do this? So for me, it all starts on the Notes app. On my Notes app, I have a folder called Shacklemore Productions. In this folder, video ideas are born, plus where I track all the metrics and analytics for this channel. I do like the Notes app for a couple of reasons. Personally, I prefer the Apple Notes, but then again, I only really use Apple products. I don't know how the Android Notes are like, just because I don't use them. So let me know in the comments if you can create folders and all of that, and if that's a possible thing. It probably is, but I don't really know much. So anyone who uses Android, just let them know in the comments. But I like the Apple Notes for a few reasons. One, it's free. That's always helpful, you know, especially when you're just jotting down notes and coming up with ideas. You don't really want to be paying for a service to be able to do that. Plus, it's easy to just start a new note, especially in folders. I have loads of different folders for many different things, probably more than my girlfriend likes. I probably have 12 different folders, if not more. But I also love it because it transfers onto my laptop, and now I can then go on, just edit the notes while I'm on my laptop. Plus, then it also can be copy and pasted into the next app I'm going to mention. And the next app is Google Docs. Now, I love Google Docs for a few reasons. One, pageless design looks amazing. You can fight me in the comments. I love it. But the Notes app is great, especially for jotting down video ideas. But when you're fleshing out these video ideas, Google Docs is just the clear winner. And it's for a couple of reasons that it's the clear winner. And I'll go into them now. Firstly, titles. Now, on Google Docs, when you make a title, it comes up in a sidebar that you can literally just click on, and it'll take you to that section of the notes. And for me, I have pages and pages of notes, so having those little sidebars is just so handy. And it also means that you can just keep track of everything. Like if you want to add in a little note, you're not having to scroll down and then find that section. You can literally go onto the section, scroll down to where you need to add it on, and then just do it.
What you're doing there is you're drinking an advert, aren't you?
I'm not a Nike advertisement, but you know what I mean. And the next thing is, like I've mentioned before, pageless view. This might be just my ADHD brain, but pageless view does something for me. I just love it. I don't like having the little gaps. It's seamless. It's seamless. And there's probably other apps out there that do have pageless view, and you're probably screaming at me in the comments. And if there is, let me know. If there's anything better than Google Docs, let me know. I'm always open to try stuff. But pageless view keeps me engaged when I'm up writing scripts at 11 PM or trying to write notes at 11 PM and just keep working so that my brain doesn't switch off when there's a gap. Because the way I work is if there is an end to something, my brain will switch off. But Google Docs leads into my next thing, which is Google Sheets. Now, I love a Google Sheet. I love making a spreadsheet. That's probably, again, my ADHD brain, but I absolutely love a spreadsheet. I've used stuff like Notion before, but I keep coming back to the Google apps, and Google Sheets is no exception, to a point where I will use it every day. So for me, I have a sheet called Shacklemore Productions God Sheet. Now what this is a sheet with every single production I have ever done and will be doing, and every production is linked to its own Google Doc. I like this because I'll have the basic information in the Google Sheet. What I will have is a description. I'll have a drop down box with the ideation, so say it's in pre-production, planning, post-production, anything like that. Just got a simple drop down box, and then you can quickly see. It also has a quick note section, so say, you know, I had a quick idea that I just wanted to jot down. Most of the time that would go in the Notes app, but when this spreadsheet's been made, it goes into that note section. If I don't have time to, then I can go back and add it into the Google Doc. It also has a gear section, so what I'll need for the shoot. Potentially I'll need lighting, a couple of extra cameras, specific lenses, anything like that, that will go in that section. It will also have the names of the production team. Now these are all in the Google Doc because it's always good to know the names of the production team that you're going to be having, purely more just so that I can then, if I need to, credit them well, I say if I need to, I can then just credit them in whatever shoot it is. I have a shoot hopefully coming up soon that someone I work with will be hopping on to help out as like a producer. So, you know, it's always good to have the names of the people that you're working with. The sheet also has a section for the aim of the shoot, so what you're trying to achieve, because personally I think that's a really important thing to include in the sheet, and to include have in the back of your mind when you're doing the shoot, because if you don't know what you're trying to achieve, then what's the point in making a video? Do you know what I mean? And then I'll also have the dates of the shoot, which is the important bit. And now this then gets added onto a calendar and goes from there. And I think my camera is overheating, but I always link the Google Doc for the production into the sheet. Now I've made a template for myself and it works for me. I did that the other night when I was writing the script for this video. So, you know, it's always good. You literally just save it, make a copy every time you need it. Bob's your uncle. My last one though is a good old-fashioned notebook and pen. There's nothing better than getting your notebook out and writing down quick notes or anything like that, especially when you're on client calls. It just kind of makes you look a bit more professional. People I know can use the notes app and they'll think, yeah, that's fine, but then again, you're not on the screen for the call. Potentially you're on two screens, but that's another story. If you're on just one laptop, you're not on the screen for the call, and it just kind of seems like you're not really paying attention, in my opinion. So I would just stick with the old-fashioned notebook and pen. And especially when you're in the ideation stage, you can literally just jot down lines of notes and say, I want to achieve this, 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 and this. I do it for every YouTube video. So every YouTube video has been crafted in this notebook before it's gone out to you lot. So to recap, it all starts with my phone's notes app. Then it goes onto a Google Doc. Then it goes onto a Google Sheet. And this is where everything, ideas-wise, gets expanded. Everything gets put down to the letter. You know your production team, you know your aim, you know the dates, you know what stage you're in, and you never get lost again. And it's all saved in one place, which is the Google Sheet.